Hi, everybody. It's Bonnie from the International Institute for Dreaming and Imagery. One of the things that we humans do is tell stories about ourselves to ourselves. In fact, we're quite gifted as storytellers of making these long, involved, elaborate stories about ourselves to ourselves, about what we can and cannot do in our life and why we do the things that we do. When we make a story like that, it tends to have a script and we just roll right into the script every time there is some kind of event or situation that calls for that script. And we end up hypnotizing ourselves a little bit with that script because it becomes so familiar to us that we don't even hear ourselves saying it. And it becomes a thing that we're not consciously engaged with. And so we end up repeating it over and over and over again. Now, dreaming is one of the ways that we can break this script because all things that are repetitive become dull and lifeless, and it's better for us to rewrite the script, rip it up altogether, and live freely. So, one of the ways that dreaming helps us is by showing us an image, engaging us into a certain experiential feeling, and showing us an image what it is that we keep repeating. And by finding the patterns in your dreams, you can begin to start to hear, oh, when do I say that in waking time? How is that a pattern for me in terms of any kind of story I might be saying about myself to myself? And start to ask questions of what other stories could I tell instead of this one right here, right now? So, dreaming can help you today to begin to look at what are the things that have been crafted and told again and again that I can be free of by just putting my conscious attention towards that. I remember a pivotal dream of mine way back when I was starting this dream work, and it was super pivotal because it really showed me in very clearly this particular aspect of dreaming and how it's helpful. In that dream, I was sitting in the stands of a gymnastics stadium. There was some kind of event happening, and some people that I wanted to meet and engage with had come in. And I immediately jumped into the middle of this gymnastics event and I started doing flips over and over and over and over, flips and flips and flips and flips, feeling like I needed to impress these people so that they would engage with me. But by doing all of these flips down in this event area, I cut my ability. Somehow I couldn't re-access the stands to get back up there and talk to the people that I really wanted to engage with. Now, this dream told me very clearly it doesn't take much to unpack that dream and understand what the deeper meaning of it is, that I had written a story that the only way that people would want to engage with me is if I impressed them in some way and did all these gymnastics, really, and flips to get their attention. But in fact, it was the doing of that that cut my access to them. Counterintuitive to me because of that story that I had written for myself, to myself. So that dream helped me to understand an old story, rip it up, and move freely into a new way of being with other people. One of the ways that you can begin to work with this with your own dreams is to just start to underline patterns. Stories are patterned and we say them over and over again. So if you take your dreams and just underline repeating words and phrases, you'll likely hear some of the things that you keep repeating in your waking time, particularly if you take a minute to just say them out loud. And if you take your dream journal and look back over, say, 30 days of doing this, also look and see what's repeating over 30 days' time. And maybe that's going to reveal something to you. So happy dreaming, everybody.